Hello, Robert. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Anyway, I was without an internet for 2 days. Saturday and Sunday, my modem just blew up. So I had to wait until Monday morning to get a new um, modem. Did you get all the PDFs? Listen, Robert, do you have time after the lesson for me to Skype with you? And I guess you got a new computer and a new screen, and there's 5 people watching, and only you and I are in the chat. So whoever else is watching, please get in the chat. Now, I worked hard on putting those PDFs together. I just was about to print them out, but I was unable to because I was playing with my computer. So, I did say we were going to work from the workbooks. Well, the workbook, actually. Okay? So we're just going to wait a few minutes for people to come jump in the chat. And what I would like to do all week, okay, is get into maybe double kicks. How you doing? Double kicks. You're from Florida, you said, correct? Do you happen to have the workbook, double kicks? I know Robert does. All right. Anyway, what I like to do is take maybe, 5 different ostinatos from the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And take maybe 5 lines of each for today. Plus, you guys who play double kicks or double bass drums. All right, I have some good, very interesting exercises for you guys. Okay, so anyway, if you have the workbook, okay, good. So turn the workbook, and we're going to start off simple. It's not because the people who are viewing right now do not know how to play this, but there are people who never journeyed into this, so I like to start at a particular point. Now, if you look at the ostinato pattern for the first one, it's just the right hand playing 8th notes, okay, on the hi-hat, and smacking the 2 and 4 as the backbeat. When you get to ostinato number 2, all right, you're playing all the ands on a ride cymbal, and the hi-hat is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 4. So let's deal with some of this right now. Okay, let's take the cymbal pattern, ostinato pattern number 1. Now I know, like I said, I know that you, Robert, and double kicks can play this. You have one of my books. Oh, good. Okay, good. That's the one I want to work. We're going to be working with. Now, what happens here, this is very simple. I refer to this as the money beat. But what I like to do, okay, is work the hell out of it and all the possibilities. Are you guys getting a delay? All right, the first one is very simple. It's just an 8th note pattern on the hi-hat. But I like to use a certain method. I like to make it as musical as possible. A lot of guys you see playing rock patterns, and they're pounding the hi-hat, which is not incorrect, but to me that's not very musical. And the object here is to develop a groove. Double Kicks, did you get the PDFs? Like I said, email me, tell me your Double Kicks. I keep forgetting your name. I'll send you all the PDFs. There's about 10 sheets for this week. And whoever else would like the PDFs, just email me. All right, my mailing address. Oh, mercy. My mailing address is you have just a little delay? Well, I don't know. What happened was, let me just explain. I was on the computer Friday, and all of a sudden, my modem started to spark. So I said, oh, man. So I called up my provider. My provider gave me a location of the store, and he said it was late Friday, and he said, yeah, they're open Saturday from 9 to 3. So I figured I'd jump over there Saturday and get a new modem. Well, unfortunately, they had some, they kind of like did a new kind of schedule for their being open because of the virus, so they were closed on Saturday. So I had to wait until Monday morning. Monday morning, I was not the first one, but the second one there. And I present the modem that blew up or sparked or whatever you want to call it. And the gentleman told me that this modem that I have now, okay, does not support the speed I have on my computer. And this was like, you know, I had this modem for about 6-7 years. And I was pissed off. So they gave me a new modem. And the only way the modem would work or operate correctly is if I call up a certain number and they have to, what is it? I'm losing words here. Well, they have to know what it was so they could activate it. And man, that was an ordeal. That was almost 5 hours waiting on a phone. What do we have here? Hold on, Double Kick. What does this say? Well, you have to email me. All right, you email me and I'll add you to my list. All right? And I will send you the PDF. Now, Jimmy, how you doing? Anyway, that's why there is a delay. I'm not getting enough bandwidth. So I have to make some other alterations here. I don't know what I have to do. And I want to make it real time. There is going to be a delay. And when I make a delay, I don't mean what I'm asking right this moment comes up. But when I hit the drum, is there a delay on the drum itself? No. Okay. All right, anyway, Jimmy, we're working at the workbook. We're on the first one. And what I said, I'd like to start maybe the first 5 and work them. Maybe the first one, do 4 patterns, and the second one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one, do 4 or 5 patterns. Okay, so now, the first one, like I said before, I refer to it as the money beat. Like a lot of guys out there, and it's not wrong, but it's not very musical. They pound. And I don't like that. It's not musical. I like to go like this. When I'm playing, da, da. You see that down, up, boom, pop, boom, pop, boom. That's more musical. It's a little fast. It should be a little slower. Boom, ah, get dirty. Boom, get dark. Okay, but that's what you want to do, and you want to take. Not that you guys can't play the first 5 or the first page. There's like 10 The first section, there would be 10. Come on, guys. Come on, Matt. I talk to my hands a lot. 22 of them. But now, I didn't really emphasize the fact that I'm going like this with the right hand on the first one. Bass drums on 1 and 3. But I'd like to get this. Open-handed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Now you see what I'm doing? Back and forth. Right hand for a while, then left hand. But I balance out the voices. I don't really explode the bass drum. I may blend it into what I'm doing on top, which is this. So I'm going to hit the 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3. It's the dominant voice because it's the biggest drum I have. Down, up, down. 1 E and the 2 and 3, 4. Okay. Now, it seems that we have double bass players here. We have double kicks, Bob and Jimmy. All right. Well, we're not going to do double kicks with this, but we're going to get to the double kick exercise in a few minutes. What I like to do at first, and I'm doing this with my heel up, guys. I'm going to drop some 16th notes on the bass drum. 1 E and the 2, 3. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. 1 E and the 2 E and the 3 E and the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. So on and so forth. Do you get that? My drums sound okay? My voice sucks though, right? Well, anyway, that's what I like to do to warm up with each ostinato. The first one is just simple. You're playing 16th notes with the bass drum. You're putting the backbeat on 2 and 4, and you're playing the hi-hat at 8th notes. But you have to have that down up. See it? A 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Now I usually use the metronome, and at a certain tempo, I'll do this for 5 minutes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. Now let's take the first 4, and then tonight we'll finish the page to 10. And then, like I said in the beginning of the lesson, it's not because you gentlemen do not know how to play this, but there are going to be people, either when this is being recorded and they watch the video, they really don't understand what I'm doing. So I have to break it down a little slower, and I want to do a whole agenda of this all week. You know, we take the first 5 today, and tonight we take the second 5. Right-handed, open-handed, right-handed, and left-handed with the warm-up exercise. Now try to do that left-hand thing. 1, yeah, you're doing the exercise. 1 E and the 2, 3 and 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and 3 and 4 and so on and so forth. Do it both ways. Now, do we all understand? Do we all understand 1 through 4? 1, 2, that's the first one. I prefer you guys to count in 16ths for the guys who never did this before. You know, there's a whole thing going on like, yeah, I play by ear, and I don't have any formal lessons. Well, that's pretty talented. I mean, you know, you learn a tune, and you do every drum part that the other drummer is doing, but you don't know what he's doing. You're just duplicating it. Playing by ear or self-taught is a good sign, but you limit yourself. You need to break down what you do, because if you break down what you do, that opens up a tremendous amount of doors. And as you play these the way I present them, the doors will open, and you will go in those doors or the rooms, and you will start to explore. Hey, Matt, hey, Matt, hey, Matt. Well, that's great, man. That's what a teacher is supposed to do, is feed your creativity, feed your passion. Okay, now I'm going to go over the way I want you to do these, and do them no matter if you know them or not. Do them this way at a variety of tempos on the metronome. So the first one I'm going to do, nice and easy, 1 E, and I'm counting in sixteenths. 1 E and a 2 E and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 E. And it looks like I'm a mechanic, which is fine because I'm breaking it down. I'm not performing it, I'm explaining it. And that's what's occurring. Now let's go to the second one. The bass drum moves over, excuse me, to the E of 1 and the E of 3. So now I have 1 E and the 2 E. It looks like I'm making a machine. 3 E and the 4 E and. Now all you're doing at a tempo like that is reinforcing what's occurring when you're playing this. You see? So that's going to make that cleaner, and you're actually practicing what you're doing. Not trying to doing stuff like that. Okay? So that's the second one. Now the bass drum moves over to the end on number 3. Again, 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and then on 4 the bass drum moves over to the da. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 3 E and 4 and so on and so forth. You're doing them right-handed and left-handed. You understand it, Jimmy? Now let's go to ostinato number 2. We're going to get to the PDS in a few minutes. Now, on ostinato number 2, it's almost the same thing, but it's a different kind of feel. What you're doing is you're going to use the ride cymbal this time. There's 2 options with the ride cymbal. You can play the crown, 1 E and the 2 E and, or the bell, 1 E and the 2 and 3 and 4 and. And what this is, in essence, is the stick control book. Line 2. Oh, for Christ's sakes. Line 2. Okay? It's L equals hi-hat. 1, right equals cymbal. So I have line 2. 1 E and 2 and 3. 1 E and the 2 and. Or the bell of the cymbal. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. Okay? And again, the technique is the balance of the voices. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would cover this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now the same process happens. And this is similar to what the grid is. We're taking the bass drum on 1 and 3, then the E of 1, the E of 3, the and of 1, the and of 3, the da of 1, and the da of 3. 1, 2 E and, I'm going to do it slower. 1 E and the 2 E and 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and the 2 and 3 E and the 4 and 1 E and a 2 and 3 and then the next one 1 E and a 2 and 3 E and 4 and if you have another cymbal set up there, you could do it left-handed. Do you understand it, everyone? Do we understand it? Stacy. That's okay. All right, everybody understands the first two? Let's go to ostinato number 3. Where I got this one from, all right, the pattern on top, I'm going to use the hi-hat and snare. All right, we're going to move the bass around. There's a mistake I made on this one. On number 1, if you look at cymbal ostinato number 3, the first one, the duh of 3 should not be there. That was a misprint, okay? But anyway, if you look at, this is line 6 of the stick control book. Line 6 would be 1, E, and 2, 3, 4. So if I take the right hand and put it on the hi-hat, and keep the left hand on the snare, and drop that backbeat on 2 and 4, I have 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we understand that, gentlemen, ladies? Got it? Okay, so now again, the same process happens. We're going to work with 1 through 4. And this is on line ostinato pattern number 3 in the workbook, Stacy. And the bass drum is going to be on 1 and 3. Then it switches to the E of 1, the E of 3, and then the and of 1, the and of 3, then the da of 1, and the da of 3. So let's do it slow. 1, 2, E, and 3. The 4, E, again. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 1, E, and it's got to be out of the way. 3, E, and 4. Line 2. 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and made a mistake there. We understand that, okay? Who's this? Okay, line 3, 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and again I made a mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. What? No, I didn't. I'm sorry. Number 3, 1, E, and E, and 3, E, and 4. Again, 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and. All right, and then it goes to the da. That's only 3. We're going to continue tonight on these. What I want to do is go to the PDFs. All right, and I get a lot of calls. Not that everybody in the world plays double kicks, and I don't really play double kicks, but I like to have fun with them. All right, it's hard enough to play, bang, play just with one kick. Bang, before. What I like to do now is have some fun. And again, you turn the machine on, the metronome on, and we go to the first double bass drum pattern. I don't have the PDS. If I remember, what it is 16th notes going over to 4. 4 would be 4, E, and 1. Okay, so we had that for, I'll have the sheets tonight. But here we go. Number uno, just the bass drums. Now, when I hit the bass drums now, because of me playing it slowly, what I'm doing, the beater's coming back. 1, E, 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and 1. We all have the PDF sheet on that one? Yeah, they're easy to do, but try to do them for 10 minutes at a variety of tempos. Well, we're talking about the ostinato patterns. Like I said, I'm not being insulting to everybody here because, you know, the people who frequent this, I know you guys can play it. I know that. But like I said, okay, we'll try them left-handed as well, dear Double Kick. What, like I said, this is being recorded and it's going to be on YouTube. And there's going to be traffic of drummers of all levels, some beginners. And then they have to, what they have to do, all right, I'm giving it to you as a breakdown. That's easy. I know you guys can play it. So I'm not, you know, but try it left-handed. Go back and forth, one time right-handed, one time left-handed. Now, let's take that first pattern, and we're going to have a few different options here. The bass drum pattern on the first one, which would be 1 and 2 and 3, I'm sorry, 1E and the 2E and the 3E and the 4E. 3E and the 4E. 2E and the 3E and the 4E. And when I get to the 30 seconds, 4E, my beaters are still away, 4E. Then I attack and they stay into the head, and 2E and 3, 4. There you go. This is easy. Now we're going to play with the hands as what we do with the feet. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E. 2E and 3E and 4E. 2, 3, 4E. Now I wrote it that way so you can just do it with the hands. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E. Or with the feet as well. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E. Nice and tight. 3E and 4E. So on and so forth. Now that's easy. And that's more or less hard work physically. And that's going to give you a lot of endurance and a better feel of the conversation you're having with your hands and your feet. Now, there's the one ostinato that I'm sorry I don't have the sheets. I had a little bit of an occurrence with this modem before, and I had it repaired, so I didn't have time to print out the sheets for you, but I will tonight. What I'm going to do, we're going to take that first pattern we did with the bass drum, but this time we're going to take on top an ostinato pattern. And there's a couple that I like. Let's start with the quarter note being with the ride cymbal, or you could play it on the hi-hat because the hi-hat's not being used right now. I prefer to play it on the ride cymbal on the counts of 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to drop a backbeat on 2 and 4. So if I do that, I'll do it real slow, and I'll build it up a little bit, not too quick. So we have 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E 3 4. Missed the backbeat. You'll hear it as you play it. That's the first one. That's the first pattern, cymbal pattern you want. So now you have doing it just with the bass drums itself, then doing it with in unison or harmony with the snare with the hands on top. And you could just utilize, what I'm doing is utilizing one voice, and then you're playing the cymbal pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 4 in the bass drum. To go off a little bit into the journey of creativity, all right, what you can do is if I'm playing 2 E and 3 E and 4 E. You can utilize, move the voices around. You'll get different sounds and a different feel and a whole different thing. Well, obviously, it's harder the faster you go, but it's actually at this point, the slower you go, the more control you obtain. Remember, it's not a motto, it's a fact. No control, no speed. So if you're having difficulty with the speed, that means somewhere before that point, you're lacking in control. I mean, when you practice something, some of the things, repetition over and over and over and over and over and over again gets pretty boring. But it's totally essential. All you're doing is you're strengthening your focus and you're strengthening what you do. And you're actually inside of it because now you say, okay, my bass drum is a little heavier than my left. Let me try to equalize it. You get it to a point where you have it sounding real, real nice, the volume of the right and the left bass drum and the hands. It's very musical. You stay there for a while, then you up the metronome to a few, increments, and you'll have it going on. Okay, Stacy, do you understand it? It's actually harder to do it slower. Yeah, they're easy to do, but you have to slow them down. There is everybody that's watching this right now, that's in the chat, knows how to read it. Now, I'm not, giving, I don't want to repeat myself with lessons, but let's do that E and. I have 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and 1. That's the hard one. I like that one. And we're going to start there tonight. I'll have the PDFs out. But, and then I'm working on, you're going to be getting some more PDFs, like doing the stick control book like we do, 1 and 2 and. That's fine. That's great for your hands, your sound of your voice on the drum. It's not that. It's, you hear it equalized in the sound. But when was the last time you did the stick control book and said, okay, instead of using your right hand, I'm going to use my bass drum in its place, and then the L is going to remain on the snare. So if I did number 1, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, vamp, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2 and 2 and 3, 3, 4, line 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Now that's easy. That's easy, but trying to do it faster, like I'll take line 1 and say, okay, I'm going to play it in 16ths. I'm going to think of it in 16ths. I'm going to take the two measures and consolidate it to 1. So I would have 1 E and 2 E and 4 E and 1. And vamp for two measures, 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E and 4 E and 2 E and line 2, 3 E and 4, so on and so forth. I'm going to be making some videos as soon as I get this delay added here. It's the bandwidth. You do that, Robert. Yeah, you can do that. That's how it's done. I don't think of it at bass drum on, no, that's the first line. What you're doing is, here, let me explain it. Let's go to line 3. If I took line 3 on 4 rather. If I took make it 5, the paradiddle, sorry. If I took line 5, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and said, okay, that's how I practice on the drum pad, the snare drum with the vamp. So now, we're going to do a substitution. We're going to do the same exercise, but we're not going to use the right hand. We're going to take the bass drum in its place. So if I played the line without the vamp, it would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So what you're saying there, all right, when you say the right's on the downbeat, all the left's on the ands, well, that's for the first one, okay? But then it reverses for the second. The R is telling you, instead of using your right hand, you're using your bass drum, okay? And the left remains on the snare. Like, for example, if I did line number three would be right. I'm going. I like to take them to a 16th note form. 1 E and a 2. 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 E and a, that's line, next line, so on and so forth. It's just a variation of playing that. Then we're going to do in harmony, of course, with the double beaters, the stick control book. 1 and 2 and 3 2 3 4 2 vamp. 1 2 3 2 3 2 3 4 4 2, so on and so forth. Line 3. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 vamp. 1 2. And for those who don't play double beaters, instead of using the left bass drum or the left foot on the bass drum pedal, use your hi-hat. That's very hard. All right, you got it now? Okay. Now tonight's going to be an extra long lesson. I'm trying to work with this bandwidth. Now, you're not getting any delay. I got to see the recording to come back. Once I get that going on, I'm going to be making videos for sale on my site. This is not easy. This computer stuff. If it was just paradiddles and doubles and singles and, you know, four-way coordination and all that stuff, to me that would be easy. But going into this neighborhood of computer technology, which I know nothing about, and I'm learning as I go, I take that as a positive thing, but it's very tiresome mentally and aggravating. Okay, do we have any problems with what I did today? Now, double kicks. Email me and I will send that to you. You're probably on my mailing list. I don't know. But just email me, so if you're not on the mailing list, I'll put you on it. And I will send you the PDFs. Stacy, you got all the PDFs, correct? Jimmy? Now, Robert, I'm going to give you a call in about 10 minutes, okay, on Skype. Would that be okay? Okay, so in 10 minutes, Robert. Stacy, I sent you 10 sheets. I didn't send them today. I sent them out, well, maybe, no, yesterday. They're in your mailbox. Look in your mailbox. 10 sheets. Worked hard. And you didn't even get them when I sent them to you. You got to go in your email. You should check before the lesson, Stacy. Ainga da boonga. I'm on my mail. I have 3 emails, and I'm on them like every 2 or 3 hours to see. You'll have it. Oh, you've been busy. Okay, well, good. That's a good thing, right? Hopefully it's on practicing. All right, so double kicks, where do you live? Do you live in Florida, you said? All right, anyway, I got to get off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to Skype you in about 10 minutes, okay, dear Robert?